Hi friends, my name is Megan, this is This Past Romance, and today we're talking about my bookish buzzwords. So, hi guys, today we are talking about my bookish buzzwords, like I said. I have about 15 words or phrases that will immediately get me to add a book to my TBR. Some of these I'll talk about more than others. I have examples for some of these. I don't have examples for others. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna talk about them anyway. So the first phrase on my bookish buzzwords list is brother's best friend or best friend's brother. Some form of sibling best friend. Right? Put those words wherever you need to. I love those. I just did a rec video on this up in the cards. It's 5 brothers best friend books. If you want to go read them, they're there. Second bookish buzzword phrase for me is fake dating. If fake dating is involved, I'm down. I'm here for fake dating. Always fake dating, fake engagement, does not matter. Give it to me. Do not have an example for this off the top of my head. It's in most of the books that I read though. And I've only recently noticed this. Along the same vein of the Brothers Best Friend books are Chris Evans or Captain America books. I lumped them together because typically at this point, if Captain America is mentioned in a book, it is typically the Chris Evans Captain America. Because we're just now to the point where books about Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson being Captain America would probably be coming out, but I still feel like a lot of people, especially if you don't watch the Disney Plus shows, you don't know that Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson is now Captain America. Bucky is still Bucky. Sebastian Stan is still Bucky, and I will still riot if he's not in Cap 4, because he is the whole plot point of Caps 1 through 3. Bucky Barnes is the plot. Don't ask any more questions. But I'm lumping Chris Evans and Captain America into one just because typically the books that I see, Chris Evans would be the Captain America that they were talking about. Again, check the cards. I have a whole video. I'll link it down below. I have a whole video about Chris Evans books. Another bookish phrase for me is plus size. I love to see good plus size representation in books. I have seen some really bad plus size representation in books. Specifically Want to Watch. That book made me very upset. Hated it. I 1-starred it. I am here for good plus size representation. See last week's video where I talked about the spoiler alert series by Olivia Dade. Those books are good plus size representation. I think that Shipwrecked is also going to be. I trust Olivia Dade with this. Also see last week's video for this next set of buzzwords, which is celebrity or famous. I love a good celebrity romance. I love a good famous person romance. I don't care why you're famous. I don't care how you're famous. If they are famous, I'm down for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm currently reading, oh my god, what is that book called? Anyway, I'm currently reading one that I got from NetGalley. It is so good. I'm going to finish it today, I think. Another video I'll link to for these 2 buzzwords is sports or MMA romances. Sports romances in general are great. MMA is my favorite sport. I love to watch the UFC. More so, I've watched Bellator and stuff, but I more so am into the UFC versus Bellator. Know more about it, a little more involved with it. So I am more critical of MMA books, and I wish I wasn't. But I am very critical of my MMA books, but I actually have rec videos on both of these as well. Workplace romances. Workplace is a big a big love of mine. I love workplace romances. I love The Hating Game by Sally Thorne is a big one for me. I love that one. Especially if they're kind of enemies. I'm here for it. I'm down for it. Give it to me. Another way to get me to read your book is to let it be known that it was fan fiction. If the book that you are promoting, be it on Instagram, on TikTok, on NetGalley, there are little dogs in the backyard, in the dog park now. But any of those, it doesn't matter to me. If I find out that it is fan fiction that has been turned into fiction, I will pick that book up so fast. So fast. I love fan fiction to fiction books. I have lots of examples. So like, this is not fan fiction to fiction. This is Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. But that dude right there, that is a cartoon Chris Hemsworth. That is Chris Hemsworth's Thor from What If. That's who that is. Okay? If you told me this was fan fiction to fiction, I would probably already read it. I do plan on reading it. I'm taking it, I'll be taking it with me to, but it won't go to the beach. Like, it won't be on the thing because it's autographed by Alexis Daria. But it will be a car read. It'll be in my car bag if I'm not driving. So another great example of fan fiction to fiction is any of the Allie Hazelwood books. The Love Hypothesis is Raylo fan fiction. All of those novellas, she did the 3 novellas. Those are all fan fiction to fiction. If I can find out that it was fan fiction before I read it, I am a million times more likely to pick it up. Another bookish buzzword for me is pining. I love it when the masculine character pines after the feminine character. I don't necessarily enjoy it as much when the feminine or female character is pining after the male or the masculine character as much. And this doesn't have to be in a book. If it's in there, I love it. But if it's not a deal breaker. Groveling is also fantastic. I love a good groveling scene. Twisted Love by Anna Wong does this fantastically, I think. Ava makes Alex grovel for like 18 months before she gives him another chance. However, somebody pointed out in a TikTok the other day, no, it wasn't a TikTok, it was a Goodreads review, that Alex sang, and I forgot that scene even happened in that book. Singing is not necessary. It's not a buzzword for me. I also love good girl bad guy books. So any kind of mafia book, any kind of book where the guy may look like Trevor Wagner. And I don't think, that's not me saying Trevor Wagner is a bad guy. That is me saying that his look is very bad boy, and I love it. He looks like he would ride a motorcycle, and that would absolutely piss my mom off. And that's all I need.
Does he have a motorcycle? Because if you're going to throw your life away, he better have a motorcycle.
I mean, there's all kinds of examples of the good girl, quote unquote, good girl, bad guy. I'm going to tie it in with this next one, though, which is cults. If there's a cult involved, I will absolutely download it. Shay told me about a book that she read by an author who I have their book on my shelf. Oh my god, I don't remember what her name was previously, but it's April Asher. She has a series, another book series that Shay said she loves. It's like romantic suspense, and there's cults involved, and I'm down. I said, you have me at cults. She said, I can't remember the name, and I said, I googled it. I've downloaded the cult one. But cults and good girl bad guy, we'll roll them together. And I will tell you that It Ain't Me Babe fits both of these bookish buzzwords for me. It Ain't Me Babe by Tilly Cole. You guys have heard me talk about this book. It is The Hangman's Mute, Prez, whatever you want to call him, and May, and she was in a religious cult. He's the president of a motorcycle gang, part of the Hades Hangman series by Tilly Cole. This is my favorite book that I've read out of the series. I've read the first 2 and half of the third one. There's like 8. My mom says the third one is the best. I disagree. The third one gives me a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety about that third book. But Hades Hangman series, it is really good. It's very dark. It's very dark. Walk into it knowing that. It's a motorcycle club. Understand that before you go into that book. And understand that this cult was not a good cult. Not that any cult is good, but it was not it's not the kind of cult where if you have any kind of religious trauma, just be careful walking into this book. However, May is very, very much a good girl, following the teachings of this cult. So, just know that before you walk in. I also love age gap romances. There are so many I could talk about. But I think I'm going to talk about Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. The only Penelope Douglas that I've read that I've enjoyed. That one is a boyfriend's dad. He's younger. He's like 20 years older than her. She's like 19, and he's somewhere between 35 and 39. He's not 40 yet. Birthday Girl, it is fantastic, and I love it. I love an age gap. I did read an age gap the other day that made me feel icky the more I thought about it. So, just saying. Also, is it Hefty by Jessica Kane? Husky, Hefty, something like that. There's a Jessica Kane one where it's her best friend's dad. That one's also great. I love an age gap. Another bookish buzzword for me is witches. And I'll go, you said witches? And I put it on my TBR. I don't have an example. I do have Not the Witch You Wed in my TBR basket over here. I've not read it yet. So that's not me recommending it. That's me telling you that I have that one. And then on my TBR, I have the one coming out by Avery Flynn. She did Muffin Top and like that series. I think it's Avery Flynn. She has a book coming out called What You Gonna Do. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about both those books. Oh, and then there is one that's on Audible. It's an Audible original. What the Hex. It's also really, really good. It's only on Audible. I don't think that there's a like Kindle book you can read. It's really good. It's also very short. And finally, the bookish buzzword everyone's been waiting for. Peter Pan retelling. Do I need to say it? Do you need? I'll say it. The Never King. The Dark One. Their Vicious Darling. The Never King series by Nikki St. Crow. I haven't read a ton of Peter Pan retellings. I have a bunch on my TBR, as usual. Again, I'm getting ready to be at the beach for a week. Those will be burned through by then. But I love a Peter Pan retelling. Not necessarily all fairy tale retellings. Peter Pan specifically. Specifically, The Never King by Nikki St. Crow. If you've not read it for some reason, please go read it. It is under 200 pages. It is one of the best books I've read this year. Honestly, probably one of the best books I've ever read. I love The Never King. So, those are my bookish buzzwords. Those are some recommendations based on my bookish buzzwords. That's me telling you a little bit about why I love some of these bookish buzzwords. So that's it for this video. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys on Monday in a new video. So until next time, you guys, be good to yourself, take care of yourself, and I will see you on Monday. Bye, everyone.